Time to get back to some Bears football. PW Sports signing in, and it is good to be back with another Chicago Bears preview as the Bears travel on the road sitting at 2-2 coming off of their bye week on Monday Night Football to take on the Washington Commanders coming off a win, sitting at 3-2 on the season. And we know some of the headlines are going to be about last year's failed Mary, and we're not going to get into this at all, so don't worry about this, guys. I'm not going to talk about it. But before I get into my thoughts, previews, and predictions of this Monday Night Football contest, our second Monday Night Football contest of the season, make sure you guys leave this video a like as it continues to help this channel to grow. And I am trying to get to 6K subscribers before the end of this calendar year 2025. So leaving this video a like will do a huge help to get this video to break the algorithm and get more eyes to this channel. And if you're new, you haven't subbed, make sure you click the subscribe button and notification bell so you do not miss any of the NFL content that I post, Bears related or non-Bears related. But I don't want to make this intro any longer than it has been. Without further ado, let's dive into it. First, we're going to talk about this Chicago Bears offense going up against this Washington Commanders defense, as the Bears offensively ranked 11th in the league in scoring with 25.3 points a game, but they're going up against the defense and the Washington Commanders led by Quinn that ranks 9th in points per game. Now, the one thing that obviously us Bears fans and Bears people alike will like to see out of this Bears offense is their ability to run the ball. Now, one thing I will say is that the Washington Commanders themselves, they are good at running the football, stopping the run, excuse me. They are a really solid team at stopping the run. They rank 17th, but I think when it comes to this Bears unit, not that great of a running football team, as the Bears themselves rank 24th in the run. Now, one thing the Bears do is they're a little bit above average, ranking 14th in passing, but the Washington Commanders defensively against passing is bottom half. They rank 23rd in the league. And another reason for that, I think, with the Washington Commanders is that their secondary, Sandra Steele, Lattimore from The Ohio State University, Amos, they are a secondary that you can have some big plays against this secondary if you're balanced enough where you can run the football. Now, the Bears come into this game with two questions, big questions on their offensive line, as Darnell Wright and Jonah Jackson, both on the right side of their offensive line, are still questionable for this ball game. And at the time of me recording, it hasn't been determined whether they're going to be back for this ball game. Now, for the most part on the Washington Commanders side is health. They've been healthy. The only thing they have is Jonathan Jones and Dedrick Wise that are on the IR. Now, one thing the Bears have been better at this season is protecting the quarterback. Caleb hasn't been sacked a ton, which has been able for him to spread the football around. Odunze has come into this game as one of the top-notch, as far as the stat sheet goes, receivers that we have in this league. DJ Moore, I think you're going to have to get him more involved. And we're interested to see how this running back position for the Bears is going to look. Monanga is questionable. Roschon Johnson still hasn't really played this year. And DeAndre Swift has not really had that great of a season so far. So I think you're going to go into this game. We obviously know the Bears running game needs to be better. And the one thing that the Commanders can do is with Kinlaw and with the Deron Payne in the interior of their defensive line and the Jerzon Newton and the former Bear Eddie Golden in their rotation, is that they have the bodies to keep themselves fresh as far as going after the quarterback, as far as stopping the run. But I think if we play a little bit of tempo, especially with the depth that they have at their defensive front, I think you will have more success than just playing a traditional style of offense. Now, that's something I would do if I were Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson has shown tendencies to run a little bit more of a turbo, run a little bit more of a no-huddle type of package with this offense. And then you have Loveland that's a bit questionable for this game. It hasn't been determined if he's going to be back for this game or not. But if you're in the position to where you're facing that depth, I think going against this Commanders defensive front, I think going a no-huddle, going a turbo style of offense, especially when you're trying to establish the run game and make that a key factor to where you can set up your play-action pass, which is big with Ben Johnson's offense, where you can set up Caleb to have easier reads because the run game is effective. I think you're going to have to be a no-huddle type of offense. Now, this is a team that can pressure the quarterback. Doris Armstrong is really solid in that 4-3 defense. We have Bobby Wagner in the middle, who's still playing some really good football. Von Miller, situational pass rusher. He's been playing some significant good football as far as the situational pass rush goes. So I think keys to the Bears having some success offensively in a game like this where you're going up against a defense that doesn't allow a ton of points, and they're 9th in the league as far as scoring goes, 24th in yards, and then you have a Bears offense that's 11th and 17th in yards. I think you're going to have to establish some type of a run game. You're going to have to get that going. You're going to have to play no huddle and get these weapons involved. Zacchaeus, I think, should be more involved. Burton, I think, should be more involved. Get the ball to DJ Moore because I think he really plays. I think against this secondary, he can be one of those, I'm not going to say X factors, but if he's more involved, that's going to open up your offense even more against this defense. So, of course, Caleb Williams still use his legs when needed, make smart decisions, make sure that, number one, you're, like I said, protecting the football. That's going to be key because this team has been creating some turnovers. So you're going to have to get this run game going tremendously for you to have a chance to get this game as a victory for the Chicago Bears. Yo, what's up, guys? APW Sports here, and today's video is being brought to you by ExpressVPN. Now, there's a few things I really like about having ExpressVPN. One, I feel protected. Being on the internet a lot as a content creator, or being on the internet, period, especially in the 2025 modern era, you're going to need protections from hackers. You're going to need protections from your passwords. You're going to need protections from your vital credit card, vital personal information. ExpressVPN does an excellent job of protecting you. And also, if things happen to slip or if things have been exposed before, you will get alerts to your phone that will let you know that things have been exposed to the dark web and that you should take action. And then another thing that I really like about it is that you can unlock more of Netflix. Now, me personally, if you guys don't know, I am a big WWE fan. And since the WWE has a partnership with Netflix in the international areas, you can get your PLEs, you can get your Raw, SmackDown, NXT, all things WWE on Netflix. Best thing to do, switch your location to say a Canada, to say a United Kingdom, and bam, there you go. You have all your access to your WWE content, and it unlocks more things that necessarily United States does not carry. And that is another thing that I really love about ExpressVPN. So to get yours today and get 3 months free, click the link below and use code APW Sports at checkout to get 3 months free of ExpressVPN. You will not regret that at all. Best investment you will ever make. Protect yourself and unlock more television on Netflix to watch. Now, we're gonna get back to this video. Now, let's talk about this Washington Commanders offense going up against the Bears defensively, as the Washington Commanders offense is top 10 in scoring, ranking 8th, scoring 26 points per game. And the Bears defensively is one of the bottom teams in the league, ranking 28th with 29.3 points per game. The one thing that the Bears have struggled to do still when we're talking about defensively is stopping the run, as the Bears are 31st against the run. The only team that's been worse is the Buffalo Bills. And then when we're talking about the Bears passing defense, it's 17th. And then we're talking about a Commanders team that is the number 1 ranked rushing team in the league. Number 1. Passing, they're ranked 23rd, so a little bit bottom half, but a lot of those numbers are skewed when we're talking about Jayden Daniels missing 2 football games for this Commanders team. Now, and then on top of that, Terry McLaurin has been hurt and he's still questionable. And Noah Brown, both Ohio State receivers, have been questionable. And one thing that they, as in the Washington Commanders, have been doing is using Ja'Cory Croskett-Merritt, who has played some really good football. We're talking about running the ball. Jeremy McNichols has played well. And Jayden Daniels, we know the type of threat that he can be with his legs. So a key for this Bears offense is, number one, you got to keep Jayden Daniels contained, because you cannot let him beat you with your legs, because I think that opens up a lot more of what the Commanders can do in sustaining drives and keeping plays alive when we're talking about Jayden Daniels and his ability to move around. Now, they have a good offensive line with Connolly on the right side to tackle. Laramie Tunsil, one of the best left tackles in football. And when we're talking about this Bears defensive front, Grady Jarrett is still questionable. So we're going to have to find a way to slow down the running game. I'm not going to say stop it, because the Bears, let's just be honest, the Bears defensively have not been good at stopping the run all season long. So one thing you're going to have to do as far as stopping the run, I think you're going to have a little bit more of a presence out of Andrew Billings, who has been, I think I've loved the play of him, but I think if you get him more involved, if he's making more of a presence, that makes a big difference in his ball game. And we know Andrew Billings, when he's playing at his best, he is really good against the run. Now, 2 things that you're going to significantly get back on your defense. Kyler Gordon, who hasn't played all season, looks like he's going to play this week, which is going to be huge as far as him being a nickelback, one of the best nickelbacks that we have in this league. Getting him back is going to be huge, especially if McLaurin and Brown are not able to go. And then TJ Edwards, who at the time doesn't have an injury listed, so it looks like he is going to be back, and that is going to be huge. Tremaine Edmunds has been playing some solid football, but one thing that the Bears are going to have to do is that we haven't done a lot of is get pressure from the front 4. With the cornerback spots, Stevenson has been playing much better football later. Kevin Byard coming off 2 interceptions against the Raiders. And we're talking about Nashawn Wright, who had the pick 6 earlier, but he's playing some solid. They ranked 17th against the pass. And the Commanders are ranked 23rd as a passing offense. Well, like I said, that's a little bit skewed with Jayden Daniels. So I think you're going to have to contain Jayden Daniels' legs, make him beat you from the pocket, which we've seen he can do. But I think with this Cliff Kingsbury offense, it has been times where Jayden Daniels has kind of struggled a bit. So I think you contain his legs and make him beat you consistently from the pocket. Don't let him get outside much. I think you have yourselves a better shot at winning this game. And you're going to have to find a way to slow down this running game that is number 1 in the league. With Merritt has been playing well, like I said, McNichols, and his offensive line has been really pushing off and getting their blocks up front. And one thing that I've seen from this Commanders offense is that they have different ways that they can use a guy like a Deebo Samuel, who has been a big addition and has been very vital and been very versatile in this Cliff Kingsbury offense. So, and especially if McLaurin is not able to go, we expect to see more of a Samuel usage. Luke McCaffrey has been playing some really solid football at that wide receiver position. So I think when you're coming into this game as a Bears defensive unit, Gordon back is going to be a big help in your secondary. TJ Edwards in the middle of the defense as the linebacker is going to be a big help back as far as getting things together with this defense. And I think with those 2 guys back and healthy, I think you're going to see tremendous things or tremendous improvement on how this defense looks going into this week. But with that said, I am going to roll with, believe it or not, I am rolling with the Bears in this game, and I'm scoring with the score of 24-20. And I go with that score and I pick the Bears because, one, when we're talking about having Edwards and Gordon back, I think that does a lot for your defense as far as personnel goes, as far as ways that you can use them. And I've always said a guy like a Kyler Gordon is an X factor when we're talking about the way that this Bears defense likes to play and the way that Dennis Allen can scheme up things to do with this defense. And TJ Edwards back, having your two core linebackers back there, manning and controlling things on this defense with Edwards' ability to close and Edmunds' ability to get things done. I think that is going to be a tremendous help when we're trying to stop a run game like a Jayden Daniels. I think those two linebackers have good speed, guys that can kind of control that. And I think that is going to be huge. And then when we're talking about this Bears offensively, they haven't been able to run the football all season. But I think playing some turbo, in which I think Ben Johnson is probably going to integrate that more, and playing some turbo and playing some no-huddle type of offense to kind of slow down the pass rush, slow down their rotations on a very good defensive rotation as far as they have with the Payne, as far as they have with the guy like a Jaylen Newton, and the things that they can do as far as Payne and Armstrong, Kinlaw, I think, and Preston Smith, they have a good rotation. So I think Ben Johnson's going to come out and play this type of no-huddle and turbo a little bit style of offense, kind of keep the Commanders defensive off balance. And then the secondary for the Commanders, I'm not really so high on them. So I think the Bears have the chance to get some explosive plays. And I think that is going to be what happens. And that is why I'm going to pick the Bears to win 24-20 in this ball game. On the road, on primetime Monday Night Football. But that's all I've got. Make sure you guys leave this video a like as it continues to help this channel to grow. Like I said, the goal, 6K subs by the end of 2025. And leaving a like will do tremendous things for it. And make sure you click the subscribe button and notification bell so you will not miss anything that I post. But I am APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great and excellent day. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bear down. Peace.